On this episode of This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada.
I think that's one of the most important things in golf is having good rhythm out there.
Future champions go inside the ropes at the Players' Cup.
It's the love for the game, but it's about what the game can teach you.
While kids from boys and girls clubs of Winnipeg hit the big leagues with Mackenzie Tour pros.
Hey, here we go.
We sit down with the closer, Andrew Ledger.
I'm trying to get inside that top 60. Obviously, you got to have high expectations.
And see Dan McCarthy build on his incredible 2016 campaign at the Players' Cup. All that and more next. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. The fifth event on the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada schedule marks the Tour's annual stop in Winnipeg, Manitoba for the Players' Cup. It's one of the oldest golf tournaments in North America, a Manitoba tradition that first teed off in 1919 as the Manitoba Open, and it's been one of the premier events on the Mackenzie Tour ever since. This season, the Players' Cup moved from its usual home at Pine Ridge Golf Club to a different venue, Niagara Country Club. The 6,612-yard par 71 classic Stanley Thompson design will now be a part of a rotation with Pine Ridge Golf Club.
A little different than Pine Ridge. The greens aren't quite as severe out here. I've played here dozens of times, so I definitely have some pretty good course knowledge around here. I feel like if I play well, Niagara sets up pretty well for me. You got to hit the fairways. It's not overly long. Drive it in the fairway, you can make some birdies. I'm excited for the week.
Carrying the banner for Manitoba golf comes with its own unique brand of pressure for Aaron Cockrell.
Just got to kind of put all that aside and just play golf at the end of the day. The lowest score wins, so I guess I'd say there's a little more pressure, but you got to embrace it and hopefully play well and make everyone proud.
The 24-year-old from Gunton, Manitoba is working toward that top 5 just like everybody else.
I know if I play well that my game is good enough to, be right up there. I've been right up there after a few rounds, so yeah, I feel like my game is good enough and I'm just learning as much as I can every week.
Getting better every week is what the top 5 on the Order of Merit have consistently been able to do early on. And with a third of the season in the books, notable names have charged into the top 5. Most recently, rookie Max Rotliff, who earned his first professional victory at the Siga Dakota Dunes Open.
It was awesome. It took a little bit of time to kind of sink in and realize what happened, and we also look at where am I at now, what all the doors that are open right now and what situation I'm in now. Moving forward into the season, it's awesome. It's just nice to see that all the stuff I was doing put me on the right track, and I keep doing what I'm doing and I'll be successful. I'm obviously in a great position right now. I'll enjoy the ride.
Fresh off his win in Saskatoon, the German currently sits in 3rd place in the Order of Merit, while Dan McCarthy continues to top the list after finishing tied for 8th at Dakota Dunes Golf Links.
Coming into the year, I was playing pretty well, so I knew that my game was pretty solid. It's hard to expect that you're going to win 2 of the first 3, but I expected to play well when I came up here, certainly.
After 2 victories and 4 top 10 finishes,
this thing's heavy.
The Order of Merit leader has secured a spot in the PGA Tour's RBC Canadian Open.
I'm really excited about it. That's the goal for all of us out here, is to get out, out to the big show there on the PGA Tour. So it'll be nice to get a taste of it there, even if it's only for a week.
After dominating the field at Q School in Santee, California, up-and-comer John Chin has burst onto the scene in Canada.
Different type of golf courses than what I'm used to growing up in California. But it's guys have good competition out here. The grind is what you practice for. You want to be in that position Sunday back 9, so that's what we play for. So it's a lot of fun.
With Web.com Tour experience on his resume and a 4th place finish at the Golf BC Championship already this season, Chin is definitely a player to watch in 2016.
It's very similar, week in, week out, learning how to practice, learning how to play your game, not burn yourself out and stuff like that. Very similar. So first year playing Canadian Tour, so happy I made the decision to come up here.
John Chin worked his way into a tie for 7th during the first round of the Players' Cup. But once again, it was rookie Max Rotliff who shined on day 1 at Niagara Country Club, opening with birdies in 5 of his first 6 holes.
I just got off to a really good start. 4 par 5s, they're all somewhat short, they're all gettable. I have a few short holes here and there. My wedge game is pretty good. So I definitely think there are quite a few birdie holes out there, but you don't go out and expect to shoot 7 under.
Rotliff closed with an incredible par save on the par 4 18th to finish at 7 under par.
You can only lose a tournament on the first day, you can never win it. So I mean, it's still a long way to go, and I have 3 more days to go out and shoot similar scores, I believe.
Recent UCLA grad Jonathan Garrick opened with 6 consecutive birdies on his front 9 and added 2 more birdies and a lone bogey to his card to post a 64 by day's end, joining Rotliff in a tie for first.
That's a great start. I've had trouble in the opening round, so to be in a good position and to be playing well is a lot of confidence moving forward.
No stranger to a lead, Texan Sam Fidone joined Garrick and Rotliff at 7 under. The 23-year-old is making his Mackenzie Tour debut, but already has a win this season on PGA Tour Latino America. On This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada.
Come on, everybody up, come on, hey!
For the 2nd consecutive year, the Players' Cup partnered with Golf Manitoba and Golf Mentor to help build future champions of the game.
How do we grow the reach of the game? We figured if we're bringing some of the top players in the world here, how can we incorporate kids into it, help them learn about the game, sort of on and off the course?
Try to start off by hitting some wedges and get loose for the day.
It's about golf, but it's also about what they learn in the values of the game. So Parrish and Heimbecker came on board wholeheartedly. Our friends from Cleveland Strixon came on board. So we're able to put on a week-long camp for these kids where they start every day at a local golf course learning about the game. Then we bring them out here for the second half of the day and interact with the pros. And then they get to come back and follow the guys for Thursday and Friday. So it's pretty exciting for them, and we're just ecstatic that they could be out here.
The Players' Cup Golf Camp featured a junior golf clinic before the start of competition with Mackenzie Tour pros Aaron Cockrell, Chris Ross, and Scott Vincent.
I think that's one of the most important things in golf is having good rhythm out there.
And then the kids were treated to a trick shot demonstration by Sandy Kurseva to cap off the fun.
Oh! How many play like that?
I actually have never golfed before. I started golfing since I started this camp, and I really enjoy it. It's really fun.
It's really cool, and I learned lots about curving it and doing tricks and that.
They taught us to hold our stance and to focus on the ball and make sure you keep a close eye on it. I've learned how to use the putt, the driver, and the iron and all the different ones. And I think I'm gonna go next year because it's so much fun.
It's the love for the game, but it's about what the game can teach you. You know, the values of the game are extremely important, and I think you learn about healthy competition, you learn about respect, you learn about sportsmanship, honor. Golf's the ultimate meritocracy. It's a game for a lifetime, and there's so much that you can take out of it.
Here you go, Shrubs. How good is that?
But when you hear that the PGA Tour gives more to charity on an annual basis than Major League Baseball, the NFL, the NBA, and the NHL combined, it gets more people out that are more excited about, you know, here's an event in our community that gives back, let's go support it.
Good job. Players took advantage of pristine scoring conditions at Niagara Country Club in round 2 of the Players' Cup. Maryland's Tane Lee posted the early clubhouse lead at 10 under par with a bogey-free 65. but his lead didn't stand for long. Playing on a sponsor's exemption, James White posted an 8 under 63 to get to 11 under par.
Today I went out there and really just tried to make the ball do something, whether I wanted to left to right or right to left shot, and try to keep it on the correct side of the hole. Sponsor's exemption this week, so really wanted to try to get top 20 so I can play next week as well. And if I get a chance to win, then I'll go for it. So we're in a good spot right now.
First round co-leader Jonathan Garrick managed just a 2 under 69 with 5 birdies and 3 bogeys on his card, falling back into a tie for 6th.
I actually hit it a lot better than I did yesterday. I had a lot more confidence. I just didn't really make any putts and didn't score well. 69 is a decent score, but definitely could have been a lot lower.
But the day belonged to New York native Dan McCarthy. The 30-year-old fired a 7 under 64 for his 18th consecutive round under par.
I didn't have any expectations. I kind of was a little off with my swing coming into the week, so I've been trying to find it. I got a little squirrely on the back 9. Made some good saves to kind of keep the momentum going. All in all, it was pretty good today.
After 36 holes, the Order of Merit leader finished with a 1-stroke advantage over James White and first-round co-leader Sam Fedone, while Max Rotliff fell off the lead pack with an even par 71 on day 2.
Wiffle Ball Classic, Team Blue.
Team Red. Let's have a good game.
Coming up next on This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada, we head to Shaw Park, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Winnipeg, for some long ball action.
Deep fly ball to the left, around first.
And then find out what this former baseball player is doing in professional golf.
I'm one of those guys that, like, if there's no pressure, it's not as fun for me. I like being under the gun, so like, you can't get that feeling anywhere else.
And the action continues from Niagara Country Club with round 3 of the Players' Cup. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. Through its Play Through Foundation, the Players' Cup supports a variety of inner-city children's initiatives in Winnipeg. The tournament has given back over $400,000 to the community since 2010. Helping kids be kids, the Play Through Foundation and the Players' Cup are striving to help young people succeed, supporting programs like the Boys and Girls Clubs of Winnipeg and the Princess Auto Foundation. And this year, to help fulfill that mission, the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada hosted a unique event for some very special guests.
Team Red and Team Blue. Team Blue's captain, Wade Binfield, and the hometown Canadian squad, led by Andrew Ledger, will be first at bat.
This year, the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada played the inaugural Wiffle Ball Classic before the opening round of the Players' Cup.
Wiffle Ball Classic,
Wiffle Ball Classic.
Team Blue.
Team Red. Let's have a good game.
Mackenzie Tour pros teamed up with kids from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Winnipeg for an American versus Canadian showdown at Shaw Park.
Andrew's your captain. He's got the beard. How's it going, guys? You won't forget me. Everybody ready?
Hey, here we go.
Deep fly ball to the left, around first. He's going to hustle the circuit.
Everyone played baseball against another team, red versus blue. Please cheer for red.
Yeah, you know, we got a good squad here. You know, these guys are putting in some pretty good effort, you know, running everything out. And I got hope in our team, you know.
Just touch the base. Touch the base. That's pretty good getting out of there with 1 run. Just going to have a really solid effort out here on the field. So hopefully we can scratch one across and get this thing done.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh, what a play.
That's 3 away.
It's pretty awesome to capture the first annual Wiffle Ball Classic trophy today. Boys and girls kids did amazing today. Great effort, a lot of good skill too. It was a lot of fun.
Foul down the third base line.
Oh, I could have walked home from there. That was the game right there.
It was good competition, light, friendly fun. But once it was tied going into extra innings, we were both trying to win really hard. So I was just fortunate to get on base there after an epic duel with a 10-year-old pitcher. It was awesome. There is so much pressure to make contact right now.
Yeah, we had some good start. I think we had the lead there for a little bit, and then pitching was good, and everybody's having fun. And these guys came on top. Like they had a strong American contingent on their team, and It's tough to beat sometimes, you know. Some good athletes over there. Yeah, it was definitely lots of fun. Coming into it, you know, we didn't know what to expect really. You know, we do this probably every once in a while. We don't do it that often. You know, it was good to meet some of the kids and, you know, see their character. There's some pretty funny kids out there. Yeah. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun, and hopefully we can keep doing stuff like this going forward.
Andrew Ledger knows a thing or two about baseball. The Toronto native played competitively, first as a pitcher for the Canadian Junior National Team, and then for Winthrop University in South Carolina. But the lefty returned home, and after injury, walked on to the University of British Columbia's golf team. The rest, as they say, is history.
I knew growing up I had some talent in the golf department. I worked really hard once I got on the UBC squad to get the fundamentals down and not just be a complete field player. If the UBC didn't let me play golf in my 4th and 5th year, I wouldn't be playing golf. I went to the coach, and he was tentative to let me on the team at first because I had no experience prior, but yeah, he let me on the squad, and I earned my spot in a few tournaments. And it was almost easier back then when I didn't think as much as I do now.
Feeling his way through his rookie season, Ledger has only made 2 cuts in 5 starts, one of which was here at the Players' Cup.
It's not so much nerves. I'm pretty comfortable now. It's just more a confidence thing than nerves. It's more like trusting, like I belong, like I'm gonna make this cut. I'm one of those guys that, like, if there's no pressure, it's not as fun for me. I like being under the gun, so like you can't get that feeling anywhere else. I'm trying to get inside that top 60 because I want to keep my card, right? Obviously, you got to have high expectations. Had a tough start, so I think if I keep playing well, keep practicing, working hard, I think I'll be back next year.
Winnipeg golf fans turned out en masse to see who was going to make a move at Niagara Country Club in round 3 of the Players' Cup. Burlington, Ontario's Michael Gligic made an early charge, with 3 birdies and an eagle on the front 9 to just 1 bogey. He went even par on the back 9 with 2 bogeys and 2 birdies to finish at 13 under, and in a tie for second with his playing partner, Cameron Peck. Peck started slowly, bogeying 3 of his first 6 holes, but rebounded with 6 birdies, closing with a 3 under 68. But no one could catch 36-hole leader Dan McCarthy. McCarthy built a 5-stroke advantage on moving day thanks to a bogey-free 6 under 65.
No lead is safe. I'm going to try to go out and play aggressive again and make as many birdies as I can to force them to make that many more. When I hit a lot of fairways and a lot of greens, I usually putt it pretty well, so I'm going to be tough to beat if I can go out and do that.
McCarthy has played in the final pairing on Sunday with the lead or share of the lead twice already this season, and he's won on both occasions.
There's always going to be nerves. If you aren't nervous doing what we do, then there's something wrong. All I can do is focus on executing what I need to do.
Those chasing McCarthy will have some sizable ground to make up. While Gligic and Peck are 5 back, Sam Fedone, Max Rotliff, and Michael Schoolcraft sit 6 behind the leader. Will someone rise to challenge the lead in the final round of the Players' Cup? Or will Dan McCarthy take home his 3rd title of the season? Find out when This Is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada returns. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. It was a record-setting day at Niagara Country Club as players charged through the final round of the Players' Cup. Dan McCarthy entered the day with a 5-stroke advantage and never looked back, carding birdies on 3 of his first 6 holes.
It wasn't as easy as the score made it look, but that was the plan all day, was to keep my foot on the gas. And I knew guys were going to make birdies in front of me, and I figured if I went low, then it would be tough to catch me.
Olympia, Washington's Cameron Peck and Burlington, Ontario's Michael Gligic each mounted a valiant effort. Gligic finished with 5 birdies and an eagle on his card, but a double bogey at the par 16th derailed his momentum. He posted a final round 66 to finish at 18 under for the tournament, earning Freedom 55 Financial Canadian Player of the Week honors. Cameron Peck was steady. Playing in the final pairing with McCarthy, he carded 5 birdies, 1 eagle, and 2 bogeys to finish his tournament in a tie for second with Gligic at 18 under par. With his career best finish, Peck jumped from 93rd to 12th on the order of merit. Although both Peck and Gligic finished strong, neither could get closer than within 2 strokes of McCarthy. McCarthy closed with 3 birdies on the back 9, finishing with a bogey-free 7 under 64 and 25 under total to win by 7, tying the record he set for the largest margin of victory at the Golf BC Championship earlier this year.
I've been playing well all year, but this kind of start is definitely not expected.
The 30-year-old took his record-breaking season to new heights by capturing the Players' Cup to become the first player in the PGA Tour era on the Mackenzie Tour to win 3 times in one season.
It's a tremendous confidence boost to know that I can do it, even just once. Now 3 times is really, really special. All these guys out here that are playing deserve to be at the next level and are good enough, so it's a huge confidence boost for me going forward.
With the win, McCarthy is the first person in Mackenzie Tour history to surpass the $100,000 mark in earnings.
It feels amazing, you know. Again, it hasn't fully set in yet. I'm still kind of shaking here. It never gets old. It feels better every time. Every time's a new test, so I'm very, very happy with the way I did today.
While McCarthy has locked down the top spot in the order of merit, there's still a lot left to play for in 2016. With his second top 10 of the season, Carter Jenkins added his name to the mix. Making all 5 cuts so far this year, Canadian Ryan Williams is holding steady in the number 4 position. Max Rotliff finished strong, following up his win in Saskatoon with a T11 at the Players' Cup, climbing closer to the second spot held by BC's Adam Cornelsen, whose top 15 finish in Winnipeg helped him maintain his position. But they're all chasing Dan McCarthy, who extended his lead in the order of merit to just over $69,000 with a victory. Next week on This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada, we head to Thunder Bay for the Stahl Foundation Open presented by T-Baytel, where the action heats up when the first puck is dropped. For all the latest news, highlights, and live scoring from Whitewater Golf Club, log on to PGATour.com.